what the Mets are now calling a six-man light rotation, and it has nothing to do with beer. Tiger Woods is in. The almost 40-year-old embattled golfer is participating in this year's Masters, but is he still considered a favorite to win? I'm Mack Rosenberg. Coming up in sports, Alex Rodriguez hits a milestone of a home run. More on his achievement coming up. And the U.S. women's soccer team with a chance to stay undefeated and move closer to the knockout stage of the World Cup. Sports is next.
We're back with Mack Rosenberg in sports. And Mack, how about those Mets?
How about those Mets, Vanessa? Barely in first place, a measly half game ahead of the Nationals heading into play tonight as they opened up a three-game series with the Atlanta Braves. We'll pick it up second inning. Wilmer Flores facing Alex Wood. That's a shot to left. His 10th home run of the season gives the Mets a 1-0 lead. And keep in mind that location, left field. As we move to the fourth, same score. Now John Mayberry Jr. gonna get in on the long ball action. Same exact spot as Flores earlier, his third of the year. It's 3-0 Mets. Speaking of Met pitching, Dylan G makes his return from the bereavement list on Sunday. G going to start the series finale against the Braves as part of what the team is now calling a six-man light rotation, which means G will make starts periodically and pitch out of the bullpen the rest of the time, all in an effort to help the other starters get needed rest without skipping starts. In 6 starts this season, G 0-3 with a 4.46 ERA. Well, the Yankees are 7 games over 500. It's good for first place in the American League East as they hit the road for a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. We'll pick it up top of the third inning. O's ahead 1-0, 1-on-1 out. You see A-Rod at the dish facing Ubaldo Jimenez. And that one is going to just squeak into center field for a base hit. Brett Gardner would score and tie the game. A-Rod is now 7 hits away from 3,000 for his career. As you take a look, once again, that ball just getting into center, and Gardner able to tie the game. Bottom of the frame, Michael Pineda pitching on 11 days rest and dealing to Chris Davis. Well, they don't call him crushed for nothing. A 3-run bomb, and the Orioles take a 5-1 lead. Pineda, 5 earned runs in this game. USA women's soccer team in first place of group play of the World Cup after defeating Australia 3-1 on Monday. Tonight, they took on a familiar foe in Sweden, game number 2 of group play. 500 wins, 4 Final Fours, and 2 national championships sounds like a pretty full career, and it has been for Long Island native Billy Donovan, but 19 years spent as the head coach of Florida has come to an end today. Donovan making the leap to the NBA to become the next head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's agreed to a 5-year deal worth about $30 million. Donovan takes over a squad that failed to make the playoffs for the first time since 2008. He'll also get a chance to coach 2 of the top players in the league in former MVP Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. The U.S. wrapping up group play against Nigeria on Tuesday. If they can win that game, they'll move on to the knockout stage. Otherwise, they'll need a little help from their friends. For Fios One Sports, I'm Mack Rosenberg. We go back to you, Vanessa.
I love women's soccer.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. They got a good chance to move on to the knockout stage this year.
Fingers crossed. Thanks, Mack.
Here with quarterback Tyler Smith after the big win for Paramus in their opening game against Lakeland. And Tyler, you ran for nearly 120 yards tonight. What did you think of the offense?
I thought we did a pretty good job overall, but we had a lot of mistakes. We were jumping off sides, a lot of missed assignments, and we definitely need to clean that up for next week.
Here with Coach Dan Sabella after the opening win for Paramus over Lakeland. Coach, congratulations on the win. We knew there was some questions about your offense coming into this game. How do you think the guys did?
Yeah, thank you very much. Hey, there's always questions coming into the opener.
Oh, you better believe it. Stephen A. Smith, Ryan Rucco with you on ESPN New York.
At 26 years old, Ryan Rucco is hosting his own radio show and broadcasting NBA games, both in the biggest market in the country. Hours before his show airs on ESPN Radio in New York, Rucco and the show producers meet in the control room to debate topics for the show.
Getting to do what I get to do at my age, it is incredible. Because if you would have told me you're going to get to call NBA games, you're going to get to host a radio show in New York, you're going to get to work with people like Stephen A. Smith and Michael Kay, I would have said, oh my gosh, this is going to be the most amazing career ever. And I've gotten to do all these things at a young age.
He got a taste of what could be as a student at Fordham, broadcasting on the university's professional radio station, WFUV, and getting to know the station's sports director.
He's telling me, you can be in the Yankee clubhouse at 19 years old. You can, do play-by-play. You can do all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the place for me.
While covering the Yankees for FUV, Rucco met Michael Kay, TV voice of the Yankees on the Yes Network. Kay hired Rucco while he was still a student to be the statistician for Yankees telecasts. ESPN Radio then hired Ryan right out of college.
I would do, maybe one shift a week. Then they liked me, so it started being 2 or 3 shifts a week. Then it started being, hey, while you're doing updates, sidekick for one of the hosts. Then all of a sudden it was, hey, we're going to have you co-host this show.
Just 4 years after graduating from Fordham, Ruocco found himself in the 1 o'clock time slot alongside Stephen A. Smith, an ESPN TV personality who hosts via satellite. Their producer is John Winthrop.
He's definitely one of the hosts that I've enjoyed most working with because, puts a lot of time into what he does, and he's here hours and hours before the show.
Ruocco's other duties include broadcasting Brooklyn Nets games and games at his alma mater.
When you're there doing a game on TV but still calling your old school, you feel like you are representing for the school, that hopefully you're a source of pride for the people who taught you there. New Yankee and former Red Sox Kevin Youkilis wants to clarify.
Ruocco knows his story is special and hopes of one day being inducted into the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. Mack Rosenberg for Eye on Fordham.